The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.patreon.com/The BPD Show.
Good morning. As you know, we have been following the Kimberly Potter trial, the former officer who is charged with killing Daunte Wright. Now, over the last week or so, what we've seen is jury selection happen. There have been 14 jurors selected, 12 who will be seated on the jury starting on Wednesday of this week, and 2 who will serve as alternates. But along the way, throughout the process of jury selection, there were a few details about this case that were revealed. And Ben, I wanted to run this past you because we haven't had a chance to really check in about these developments. Kimberly Potter is actually going to be testifying in this trial, very different than what we saw in the Chauvin trial, the officer who was charged with the murder of George Floyd, where he did not take the stand. In this case, Kimberly Potter has her attorney, Earl Gray, has not only thrown out there that she's going to testify, but the next morning, the judge asked her, did she really want to do this? Was this a decision she was making on her own? And she agreed. And so I really want people to be mindful and prepared for this testimony, because when Potter takes the stand, she is going to defend her actions. She is going to justify the quote unquote mistake that she made by grabbing her gun and not her taser. And Ben, I think that's going to be difficult for some people to listen to.
Absolutely, Georgia. Good morning. And I'm thinking about the fact that the best strategy that they're going to try to employ with her testifying is one of white women's tears. She's going to get on that stand and she's going to say how much of a mistake it was and how sorry she is for it and how much her life has been changed because of it and how much she grieves for the family. And quite honestly, this is a good strategy because we see how far white women's tears go in this country.
Absolutely. And, my concern is that it's going to be a continuation of the assassination of Daunte's character. We saw some previews of that throughout jury selection, where you had specific jurors who got up there and who said, I've just read some things that I can not unread. And I thought that they were alluding to information about Kimberly Potter because I believe 2 years before Daunte's death, there was a young man by the name of Kobe Heisler, who was on the autism spectrum, who was also killed. And Potter was a responding officer or a supervisor in that case in the same city. And so, when you hear people say those vague statements, I've read some things I cannot unread, that initially is where my mind goes. But upon further questioning from the attorneys in the courtroom, we learned that these were individuals who had begun to do their own deep dives on Daunte Wright's criminal history. And so, again, these patterns that we continue to see in these trials where cops are being accused of using excessive force turn out to be a trial of the character of the deceased versus a trial of the actions of the officer.
Without fail. And we've seen even in the Kyle Rittenhouse case how the judge aggressively defended Kyle from being even referred to, or his victims being referred to as victims. And so now we're seeing the opposite side of that spectrum, where the court is now showing how far it will go to defend these white murderers. Right. And so now we have to be concerned in this instance. What are they going to do? They're going to paint this Kim Potter as a great officer of the law who made a mistake. Meanwhile, they're simultaneously going to destroy the reputation of Daunte Wright. And we've seen that they will go so far as destroying the reputation of the family members. I'm thinking of all the different people who have been killed by the police officers. It never stops with just them vilifying the person who was killed. If they need to, they will go into vilifying the family members.
Yeah, no, and we've definitely seen that happen, Ben. We are expecting a little bit of movement in the courtroom today. There's going to be some pre-trial hearings happening, I believe, starting at about 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. Individuals in the courtroom, attorneys in the courtroom with the judge going over what evidence is going to be allowed to be presented to the jury. Just, preliminary things like that being discussed this morning. And then on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, the trial is actually going to begin with opening arguments. I do want to also point out what's been happening in the community. Those of you who have followed our pages know that there was a protest happening outside of the courtroom the first day of jury selection, and there was a vehicle that drove through that crowd. Now, the last time we talked about this, Ben, it was just about that initial incident that happened. But there have been some developments with the way that the police department is handling this incident. For those of you who haven't been following along, I want you to take a look at this footage. This was a protest outside of the courtroom for Kimberly Potter, where a vehicle drove into the crowd. Take a look.
There are babies out here that are fighting for people who lost their lives. You have the balls to come out here and do what you did. We will find you, and you will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Because God forbid my son just died, we're going to have a problem. A big problem. Unacceptable. That's heartless. That's heartless. You have a lack of humanity. A lack of humanity. You're lucky that my son's only worried about losing his gummy bears. God forbid it was his life. You out here being okay with killing babies?
That was crazy.
Fuck you.
Just to perpetuate
Fuck you.
racism.
And my anger is justified right now. It's
right.
justified. Yours, you're a pathetic, white privileged little bitch. We gonna find you. And now we're gonna go back to Dante Wright, because that's why we came here. You can't stop this.
That's right.
But his truck, and I seen the car make it. He turned. He's had a little car, so he made it right into a little gap, and he screamed all of you.
Well, hold on 1 second.
He screamed all of you and drove right into the crowd of people, and I screamed as loud as I could for everybody to turn around and see. I'm so thankful that nobody got hurt, but this is the problem that we face. We're out here for justice for Dante Wright. We're being peaceful. Nobody's doing anything wrong. We are being peaceful. And we have white supremacists coming and trying to run people out of the street. It's not okay.
Now, Ben, this is just a week or two after the Rittenhouse verdict, which when that came back as not guilty, everyone said this is sending a clear message to embolden white supremacists to continue their attacks on protesters who are demanding justice for Black people. And so that's exactly what we're seeing the first day of jury selection in the Kimberly Potter trial. And as you heard, that mother who was rightfully outraged at what just happened say, we're going to find you and you're going to be prosecuted. Well, actually, no. The police have said they're not going to find him, despite protesters giving his license plate number. They're not even going to look for him, and he's not going to be prosecuted because, according to them, since this protest was not permitted, it gives white supremacists a permit to act violently.
And we've seen versions of this idea pass or be presented around the country where vehicles are now, it's kind of strange, Georgia. They're trying to find a way for people to run over protesters and to be able to get away with it. And I think we're seeing an example of this where this man has not even been questioned, let alone arrested. And it just shows you that the system is locked in step with white supremacy. I'm thinking of the protests, or rather the terrorists that we saw show up in Washington, D.C. over the weekend. Hundreds of white supremacists all dressed alike, wearing masks, marching with flags, showing a strong show of force. But I'm reminded that the police officers are right there protecting them with their backs towards those white supremacists and their battalions pointing towards us.
You know, I'm frustrated because the Minneapolis Police Department has obviously been under global scrutiny following the murder of George Floyd. And there was such a polarized election regarding the future of the Minneapolis Police Department and whether or not it would become a Department of Public Safety. But it's instances like this where Minneapolis residents continue to feel like, and not all of them, but a portion of them, probably the ones who look like me and you, begin to feel that the police department does not have their safety at interest. Because when you think about a police department that can issue a press release regarding this incident and say, we're not following up on this because no crime was committed. Well, you tell me, what is the definition of reckless driving? You tell me, what is the definition of child endangerment? Because if I were a responsible driver, a responsible and sober driver, and I see a crowd of people in the street, number one, I don't know if they have a permit to be there or not.
That's right.
But if I'm a responsible and sober driver, I'm not hitting my accelerator. I'll tell you that. I'll be putting my car in reverse and backing up and turning around. I'm not going to be plunging into the crowd if I'm a sober and responsible driver. What we saw happen there was reckless driving. It was child endangerment. And the police department should follow up because they have his license plate number. How do they know he wasn't drunk? How, if they're not even going to follow up with him, how do they know that he wasn't high or drunk?
That's right. That's right. They don't know, and they don't care, Georgia, because of who this person attacked. And more and more, we're seeing it be transparently clear. This system is here to protect. I want to be very, very clear with this one. The police are here to protect and serve a very particular ideology, not the people in general. Anyone in the Black community can tell you that the police are not there to protect and serve us. And so we have to ask ourselves the question, who are they there to protect and serve?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, I'm going to continue following this story specifically. If there are further developments, I will be covering the pretrial hearings this morning. And then, of course, we have opening arguments slated to begin on Wednesday. Ben, what can people expect coming up on the rest of today's show?
Georgia, well, we're back in action. We're going to cover quite a few stories today. Today is December 6th and marks the anniversary of the ratification of the 13th Amendment. And we spoke with Brother Carl Mack last week discussing his push for Black freedom and economic day to be celebrated on December 6th going forward. So we'll be discussing that along with all the other things that we're seeing happening across this country. The march in Washington, D.C., where hundreds of white supremacists showed up to show us that they are still serious about taking over this country. We'll be discussing all that and more coming up.
We'll keep it here for that and more on The Benjamin Dixon Show.
do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Swerving, making plays, good Ferrari red. Never out my zone, touchdown in my hands. Only fam around me, I can't have no friends. Had to cut you off, you left me out for dead. Ever since I was a teen, had prices on my head. Had to cut you off, you left me out for dead. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Just picked up some bands, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Just picked up some bands, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says.
The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.patreon.com/The BPD Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Monday, December 6, 2021. You are here with me, Benjamin Dixon. It is what I am coming to refer to because of Brother Carl Mack as Black Freedom and Economic Day. It is the day that the 13th Amendment was ratified and the abolishment of slavery became a reality. I know many people celebrate Juneteenth, but around here, we all know because of Dr. Mack that Juneteenth is not the day for the entire nation to celebrate liberation, but the December 6th is that day. And so Black Freedom and Economic Day is a concept by Brother Mack, and we want to acknowledge it today, the first of many to come. That said, there was a response from white supremacy this weekend to everything that's going on. You would believe that the white men that you're getting ready to see on your screen somehow are actually aggrieved. I want you to take a look at these gentlemen who are marching at the Capitol, the Patriot Front Group. They held a protest in Washington, D.C. They got a little wiser than when they were in Charlottesville last time. A lot of them lost their jobs because they decided to show their faces. Well, this time they decided to cover up their faces and still show up nonetheless to show a force, a force of white supremacy. There is a plague in this country, and I'm not talking about COVID-19. It is the plague of white supremacy, of aggrieved white men, to be more specific. White men who believe that something has been taken from them. All of them are there. They probably flew there. They probably got a ride to the airport in one of their souped up trucks that their wives dropped them off at the airport in. Right. They live in nice, comfortable homes. They probably have retirement packages. They probably have 401ks. And yet and still they're out there acting as if they are the most aggrieved people in the country. Oh, my God, would somebody please think of the white men? They believe their own hype so much that they show up. And they showed up over and over again. This is a group called the Patriots Group. The leader's name is Thomas Rousseau, and he gave a speech near the Capitol reflecting pool while bystanders booed. But that didn't stop him nonetheless. And I want you to understand, as we boo and shame these people, Patriot Front Group, as we boo and shame them, I want you to understand that doesn't deter them. The booing and shaming them encourages them. But let's take a listen to their leader, Thomas Rousseau, as he describes his organization's intent. Are an exhibition of our unified capability to organize, to show our strength. And he said, not as brawlers or public nuisances, but as men capable of illustrating a message and seeking an America that more closely resembles the interests of its true people. This week is going to be a very interesting one because of the of all that's happening with Roe versus Wade, the Supreme Court. I mentioned that in context of this conversation because these people are telling us exactly who they are and what they want to do. They are very concerned with the future of this nation for its true people. True. If you ask this individual, if any reporter were to ask him and follow up and said, who are the true Americans? Who is this country truly for? He would not be able to answer that question without devolving into the 14 words, because he understands that what his mission is to secure the future for his people and his children, right? This is their mission. And they believe that any progress whatsoever on our side of the equation is something that has to be met with force. I want to make sure that we're clear about this. You could tie this to the Rittenhouse case. White men, particularly conservative white men, and the white women who love them, they are seeking to be able to protest, to institute a coup, to storm the Capitol, and for us to sit back in awe and respect their freedom to do so and to not dare challenge them. Meanwhile, if we go into the streets and say, please stop shooting us, well, then we're likely to get run down, as we saw in the last segment. We're likely to get shot. And then the murderer get away with it and becomes a folk hero amongst all the other incels on the right. This is the imbalance that this country is seeking. This is, more precisely, this is the imbalance that aggrieved white men are seeking. They are seeking the opportunity to be able to do anything to you and you not be able to say anything about it, because that was their constitutional right. And if you said anything about it, then, oh my goodness, I feared for my life. Translation into cop speak, stop resisting. The entire system is intricately interwoven to make sure that it maximizes what it does to us, while it lets those folks get away with murder. And so they're marching. And I want to be sure about this. Like, this is not just nationalism. This is also like Christian nationalism. And I want to be clear as a Christian that we have to call this out exactly for what it is, because it's not just about having white people in power. It's about a very particular white person in power. It's certainly not a gay person in power. It's certainly not a leftist in power. It's not someone who wants economic freedom in power. No, it's a very particular white person in power, and they subscribe to a very particular religion. It is the religion that is doing everything that it can to get rid of Roe versus Wade. It is a religion that will look you in the face and say, of course, Amy Coney Barrett is not going to overturn Roe, knowing full well that that is the entire purpose of her existence. Her purpose, her reason for existing is to be there to overturn Roe. But this is a religion that will tell you, of course not. Oh, no, there's no way Brett Kavanaugh is going to overturn Roe, knowing full well that he has no problem overturning Roe, even though he probably has paid for quite a few abortions in his day since he loves beer so much. The absurdity of it all. Christian nationalist and political operative David Lane explains how he has been working with North Carolina's Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson to mobilize pastors to run for office to ensure that their Christian nationalist views reign supreme throughout the state. I want us to take a listen to this clip as we explain what's really going on around this country.
If we're going to save America, every church in America has to have a pastor, an elder, a deacon, or a congregant running for local office in 2022, 2024, 2026, and thereafter. That's the only shot, I believe, of saving America at this point. We've given ourselves to the devil, and they control the cultural levers of power. And we look at what's happened in the school boards and the schools. I mean, we've done this to ourselves. We're guilty. We deserve judgment. I pray for mercy. This is a war between the false god of secularism and God Jehovah. And somebody's values are going to reign supreme.
Somebody's values are going to reign supreme. I want you to understand that when they come for us, they are not going to leave me out because I am a Christian. They are going to throw me on the wall because, well, I'm a Black Christian and I subscribe to liberation theology. I subscribe to a theology that sets everybody free. every 50 years, the year of Jubilee, all debts are forgiven. Their ideology will probably kill me for saying that, because their ideology is inseparable from capitalism. Their ideology is inseparable from their, let me change that word. Their religion, the Republican religion, is inseparable from capitalism. It is inseparable from Trumpism. Ask any of these preachers, will they denounce Trump? I guarantee you they would denounce God before they denounce Trump. So many false prophets amongst us. I'm not going to pick up my clergy anymore. I'm going to keep my collar down because I am no longer qualified for that category of work. But I would tell you the truth. I know a false prophet when I see one. What's Greg's last name? It escapes me. Maybe I'm not supposed to say his name yet. But we are inundated with religious people who claim that they love God and love humanity and love babies so much that they want them to be born. But as soon as they're born, they throw them into an adoption system that is egregiously disgusting. Amy Coney Barrett, this religious fanatic who is sitting on the Supreme Court, who may as well be a character written by Margaret Atwood, is saying that it is better for us to let these children languish inside of our foster systems. The barbarity of that statement. And the callousness is someone who clearly has no idea what the hell she's talking about, except she doesn't care that these children will languish and suffer in the foster care system. She's there for one purpose. Quite frankly, she probably believes that she was born for it. She believes that she is there for nothing else but to overturn Roe. And we're surrounded by a bunch of good God-fearing Christians who look at us and say, no, of course not. And then we have the politicians who are involved in the kabuki theater, the Democrats who are complicit with this. I'm telling you, Democrats, if you don't stand up and do something now while you have power, you'll never have power again. And who will have power? The theocratic fascists. The people that we laugh at in Handmaid's Tale because it's such a caricature of the extreme right. But no, I think it might have just been the history of our present. When we look at what Margaret Atwood was talking about in Handmaid's Tale, we are surrounded by a bunch of incel men who the only reason I'm gonna have to say that for Like It or Not. When you come back on Like It or Not, if DJ Exclusive is here, I need him to give me an abort button. I'm about to abort. When we come back, Like It or Not, we're gonna talk about Ilhan Omar and so many other stories that are happening, how the hatred has led to death threats, and yet everyone is looking at these aggrieved white people as if something is happening to them. That's the absurdity. We're going to talk about how Ilhan Omar is getting death threats, but no one is really doing anything about it. We're going to talk about that in Like It or Not. I'm going to toss it to DJ Exclusive before I get into any trouble. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, Like It or Not is going down.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, people. Y'all know who it is. You know the voice, you know the sound. It's your boy James Williams, DJ Exclusive. It's in la building. The building. I'm here, y'all. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Shout out to everybody that came out to the Patriot party. Mr. Goodwin. Good morning, everyone. Get your coffee, your tea, your beverages, whatever it is. Get the morning started. And we're coming up next on the Benjamin Dixon Show, Like It or Not. Starting up next. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning, Sam, D-So, Anna. Good morning, GBH. Afraid Not. Pray Nate Case. Brother Bryce, what's going on? Starshine Simpers. Good morning. Esther Broshin. Susan, Courtney, the SLB. Courtney. I ain't gonna get on you today, but we missed you, Courtney. Luann, good morning. Six Dragon Daddy. Good morning, Latino. Ill Hustler, what's going on? Brother Lateef, what's going on, sir? Chuck Diesel, Existential Dread, what's going on? Ruby Kenway, Bluebird on my shoulder. Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, Marsha Reese. Good morning, Tyra G. Alicia, good morning to you. Jermaine Lewis, what's going on, man? Good morning, everybody. Laura Estrada, I know y'all here somewhere. We missed you on Friday too. Black Magic, good morning. Lou K wins. Good morning, brother Lou. Goku, good morning to you. Good morning, everybody. Y'all come on in and get situated, get settled. We got more coming up next. Like it or not, starting up soon. Shelby Hall, good morning. Mama, good morning, mother. Mother and father, good morning to y'all. Y'all show it out on Friday.
Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Good morning, people.
Good morning and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
and not care who doesn't like it. Being over there sounding like an 80s radio station.
Is that what I sounded like? Something's come over me. I don't know what it is. You never know. It might be more of a shock jock radio station than anything else. It is Monday, December 6th, 2021. We are celebrating Black Freedom and Economic Day, brought to us by Dr. Carl Mack. James, today is the day that Georgia was the last state and ratified the 13th Amendment, abolishing slavery across this country. Happy Liberation Day, my brother.
Happy Liberation Day, bro. Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So that is something to, I think, James, I've been away for a little while, and you can see I'm setting up a new office here and getting everything squared away. But while I was gone, thank you all for holding it down, as you always do, brilliantly, spectacularly. But the white supremacists lost their minds while I was gone, man. I mean, did you see the footage of these saltines in Washington, D.C. over the weekend? Pull up that B-roll again of these dudes in their khakis and their masks marching down the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. And James, like, I guarantee you every one of them has a savings account. I guarantee every one of them doesn't even know what an overdraft fee is. Yeah, you know, they really act like they got it bad in this country, man. Like how hard is it? How hard must it be for the white men in this country to have to organize and protest for their
Wait a dang on minute. When did all of this happen?
Over the weekend. I told you, man, they lost their minds. You would have thought that, I don't know, you would have thought that Kyle Rittenhouse got found guilty and was in jail the way they responded, but they escalated. Yeah.
Right. Looks like the Best Buy workers had a walkout or something.
Look like they're going to be late for work. Y'all know y'all got to clock in, man. Where can I find the hard drives?
Right. Hey, excuse me. Can you tell me where the headphones are?
Can you tell me where? Can you tell me where the tiki torch is? Where's the tiki torch department?
Can you fix my laptop, please? Hey, man. Okay, y'all
Geek
cool.
Squad.
But can you fix my laptop?
Man, we out there. They think we scared of the Geek Squad. Y'all out there looking like a whole Geek Squad. left, white, left.
White, left. Big. Oh, say left, white, left.
We're terrified. We are terrified.
Oh my gosh, bro.
We're also terrified of Lauren Boebert. They are not sending their best to Washington, D.C. It is usually the caricature of the dumb blondes. that we have in society to push back on because of the patriarchal overtones, obviously. But Lauren is getting it in for the dumb brunettes. And she is making sure that she leaves her stain on American history. This time it's over her remarks towards Ilhan Omar, describing her as a terrorist in an attempted joke. Well, that was last week. This week, we see that there has been no progress. I've heard nothing, James, about anyone censuring Lauren Boebert, removing her from her committee assignments. Nothing. Like it's like get away not only with murder in this country, but, well, I guess if you can get away with murder, you can get away with anything. Take a listen to this clip of Ilhan Omar discussing everything that's happening. Okay, we'll get the clip in a second. Crazy around here, isn't it, James?
Man, it makes it sounds about white, but you ain't heard nothing.
Man,
you saw
it's
what
just,
I did
yeah. I'm trying to hold it together, and you're not making it any easier. Lauren Boebert, here we go. And this is Ilhan Omar discussing the lack of action around Lauren Boebert.
Comments. On Friday, he was asked, why not? Take a listen to what he said.
She apologized publicly. She apologized personally. She wanted to meet personally. Denied the ability to meet personally. When she picked up the phone and she called Congresswoman Omar, she said, I want to personally apologize to you. And that's what she did.
Now, to be clear, after her conversation with you, Boebert went on social media and doubled down.
McCarthy is a liar and a coward. He doesn't have the ability to condemn the kind of bigoted Islamophobia and anti-Muslim rhetoric that are being trafficked by a member of
Why doesn't
his
he have the ability to do that?
Because this is who they are. People across the world, not just in the United States, are seeing this, and they are worried. This isn't about me. This is about all of the young girls across this country who wear the hijab so proudly, who are afraid for their lives. It's important for us to say this kind of language, this kind of hate cannot be condoned by the House of Representatives, and we should punish and sanction Boebert by stripping her of her committees, by rebuking her language.
Do you think Speaker Pelosi's have a vote at least to strip Boebert her committee assignments?
I've had a conversation with this speaker, and I'm very confident that she will take a decisive action next week. As you know, I was worried that I wasn't going to be allowed to be sworn in because there was a ban on the hijab. She promised me that she'd take care of it. She fulfilled that promise. She's made another promise to me that she will take care of this, and I believe her.
Okay. Well, I will believe it when I see it. Man, I'm just now looking at my shot, bro. I'm going to Best Buy after this. I'm going to go see if I can get one of those white supremacists in the Lincoln Memorial to come help me get my shot set up.
Can you get them to get your microphone too? It's like your microphone is there, but it's like you're not talking in the microphone. Okay,
gotta get closer. I'm going to go get those. Put the Best Buy boys up. Put the Best Buy boys back up.
See if we can get a microphone from them. See if they got one. And then
I'm gonna order. I'm gonna put in an order today for some track lighting. I'm gonna need one of you geek squads to help me out with this. You got to put them on the screen, though. I got to make sure that people know what we're talking about.
And if you need anything else, man, they already got knee pads and everything else. So if you need any floor work done, they can run your course, everything, bro. Let them do all of that. They already dressed for the occasion.
You need some towel laid down. Get the geek squad over here, man.
James. It's funny, Ben. We laugh at this stuff, but it's like honestly, it's ridiculous. You have to laugh at it. This is ridiculous, bruh. It's really ridiculous. What is the point? Literally, what is the point?
The point is to fool us. We're laughing about these guys, but Ilhan Omar received death threats. Simultaneously, you have this paramilitary group forming and coming to Washington, D.C. En masse. And this group is decidedly against Ilhan Omar, right? There's no question about whether or not they are on her side or not. So does the Congresswoman have a legitimate reason to be concerned? Absolutely. But we have the absurdity. And I love what she said about Kevin McCarthy there, the very first voice we heard on that clip. She said that he's a liar and a coward. Yeah, liar and a coward. That's that on that. Because here's the thing. He knows that he can't say anything to the Lauren Boeberts and the Marjorie Taylor Greens of the world. He knows that because he knows he's no longer in charge of the party. Marjorie Taylor Greene has more power in the Republican Party than Kevin McCarthy. That's why he won't say anything about Lauren Boebert. So anyway, that's what's going on around the world. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. Rebecca Azor is going to be joining us momentarily. James, can you take us to a quick break? I know we don't normally take one here, but I want to give us a quick break. When we come back, Rebecca Azor, Queen Azor, is going to join us to help us understand why is it that these extreme Karens are able to get away with murder in this country. We'll be back with Like It or Not after this.
But she look good. You ain't gotta stand in the mirror with your makeup on, cause you know that take way too long.
Y'all make sure you stay tuned. I got the jam too much. Y'all stay tuned, y'all. Rebecca is joining us momentarily, y'all. Y'all stay tuned. More Like It or Not. It's coming up next.
Want it right now, don't take too long. Get it, girl, you know I'm impatient. Don't keep it away. Girl, it's been too long. You know what I've been craving. Girl, I'm tryna taste it. You know what I like. Don't it get freaky in the night. When she hit the room, you know it's on sight. And she all on my type. And you know I don't like to wait, no. But she look good. You ain't gotta stand in the mirror with your makeup on, cause you know that take way too long. I just want to have it right now. Girl, you over outside. I can't wait just to get this on.
All right, real quick, y'all. We are going to get rid off some of our new Patreon subscribers and our new Twitter subscribers. Some of these are from next week, and some are from over the weekend. So shout out, congratulations to everybody that has joined and increased their pledges and all of that. So real quick, we got Hovering C, Jennifer, we got Jam Toon, who we subscribed on Twitch, who said almost the baby. Yes, been subscribed for 8 months, going on 9. Daniel J, Pepper, Jonathan G. Then we have Nate L, Swan G, Darren G, Daniel K. Yeah, Daniel K, there we go. Cameron M, who they're playing. Shout out Cameron. And then we have Chicken Fried Dragon, who subscribed and commented, love y'all. And then the Chicken Fried Dragon gifted a subscription to Marty C59 and also 5 additional community subscriptions. We thank you so much. New patron and new Twitch subscribers. And if you have not already, please go ahead. Patreon.com/Like It or Not. Patreon.com/The BPD Show. Y'all go ahead and join, man. Increase that players on Patreon. We love you, mean it. Also, before we get back to a little bit more music. All right, y'all, welcome back to the screen. Benjamin Dixon and Rebecca Azor.
We're just chatting.
Welcome back, everybody. Hey, the patron party went well last the other night. I was able to drop in for a few minutes. Yeah, how'd it go?
Yeah.
Was it cool?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I was trying to see. Hold on, let me pin you guys so I can make sure I'm looking at the right screen.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Here I am. Good morning.
Good morning,
how are
Rebecca.
You guys?
Hey, Azor, how are you, Queen?
I am doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good. Because I always got a reason why I'm late. So the reason why I was late today was because I went to go send off some information ASAP this morning to, I told you I'm in the process of freeing my cousin from immigration.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get there early. And the place I had to go to pretty far and then make it back here. So that was the case for this morning. And yeah, so yeah, I'm excited though that I was able to.
We give you an open-ended invitation. Right? So it's like, you have an open-ended invitation. So whenever you pull up is when you pull up. So you don't have to explain.
No, the hell she don't. She had her ass here at 9 o'clock. The hell, open-ended my ass.
Yeah, I got things to do.
I was wondering if James was listening.
Yeah,
Open
I got
ended.
things to do though. It's open. It's real open ended for me.
I was ready to.
But
Look, you see me looking at you.
yeah,
Girl, the hell?
no, it's cool. Listen,
I
you
digress.
guys wake up
I
in the morning.
digress.
Y'all wake up in the morning and just pat water under your eyes, hit the toothbrush if possible, pick out a t-shirt, and then just shine on
I
your
have a
bald head.
routine, and it starts at 4
I
o'clock
had to
in
make
the
sure I
morning.
get ready before I left the house, then do my makeup, then, whatever, to make sure that I came back and was able to put the thing on. But, it is what it is. I'm going to come when I come. You know what I'm saying? And
We're supposed to be 9 goddamn o'clock, girl. What the hell? It's like it or not, but Rebecca
human
Azor
resources,
at 9 a.m.
It hasn't,
HR,
the marquee hasn't changed yet. And until the marquee changes, we will move forward as such. And until I am free, we will move forward as such, right? So
I got to change the name. Oh, I still got to get that video changed. It's been a long year, though. I was supposed to do that back in February.
What video? Because we got
the
pictures
opener and the name of the show, the music, everything. We're supposed to make that change
that
back
we
in
just
February.
did like a month ago that you said that.
Rebecca.
What? Well, I want those pictures too. I told the people countless times on this thing, you guys gonna get new content, new photos, new
pictures and video and behind them.
And it's the same old from last year.
Look,
With
Rebecca, let me fix my
it's old braces. I don't even structure my braces like that anymore. Okay, my braces are structured different now. Got new teeth, and like now it's like we gotta upgrade.
New teeth, who this?
Yeah, new teeth, who this, baby? Lost a couple pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I don't want to change it because I gained a couple pounds. I need a constant reminder. Listen, I don't want to change the update because it reminds me I gotta get back
That's
on
what
it.
it is. That's why we ain't seen them damn pictures yet, because Ben think his ass fat. Boy, you ain't
I don't
fat.
want to see them pictures. I hate those pictures, man. I hate them. Okay.
Man, the pictures look damn good.
That's why Ben is missing all the time.
Y'all look great. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm a crop myself
Rebecca.
out.
No, Ben, you just
Ben.
have to sit. It's
about
body
to pull up-
dysmorphia. That's a real thing. Body
That's a
dysmorphia
real
is a very
thing.
real thing. You look at yourself.
about to
No,
pull up.
actually, Rebecca, I was going through that weekend too, though. You gotta remember. You remember what my trunk looked like?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Rebecca
But
was like, "You got your whole life in your trunk, Ben."
I sure did. But Ben, I also told
It was a
you,
rough weekend.
But Ben, no. It was a rough weekend, but I was the one struggling with poses. I was the one struggling with that. You came in and was just like,
Rebecca.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
and
the
I'm
pastor
like, dang,
pose.
you know,
You gotta understand,
I
I mean,
wish that I could tap
you grow up
into
in the
that.
church. You start doing the pose like this when you're about eight years old.
And he sure the hell did. I'm like, look at this old fake ass.
It was so funny.
Pastor
but no.
Dixon and
Yeah, we're waiting.
No,
We're waiting
there's
for
no
those.
more Pastor Dixon around here. But I digress.
We're waiting for those photos, but no, I know that you
Yeah.
had a lot going on. You did have your whole life in your trunk, but now it looks like you got somewhere to put your life. It looks like you're somewhere.
Some place to put my life, man.
Yeah. It's giving.
I think the people
bachelor's
came after
background.
me, man. But anyway, I'll tell you guys the conspiracy theory in the after party.
I'm frozen.
I'm about to say Rebecca froze, but she looked good.
Here
Like,
I am.
oh, okay, there we go.
You saw me. I was
cute
concerned.
little
I was
avatar.
giving
Listen,
listening
He's
ear.
concerned.
Listen, you can tell when somebody's light is right and somebody's light is not. Center in the middle there, you see how we professionally do the lighting. Rebecca, your lighting is flawless. You look
It's
good.
because
sis.
Christmassy. I want it to be a little.
Yeah.
My
love
shit
it.
is so messed up right now. I don't even want to keep doing the show. Cancel the show.
Ben,
Let me
you
go.
gotta
I need to go to
understand-
Best
Actually,
Buy.
Ben, you're giving true
Just-
tone though. You're giving true
Yeah,
tone.
it is.
I gotta go to Best Buy. I gotta go get some.
Right.
No,
some-
you're actually
you
giving
know,
true
You
tone.
gotta
Your skin
understand.
looks
We
good.
know that you just got there to your spot, man. You got to get it set up right.
man.
Don't worry. You
Yeah,
look
man.
damn
Okay.
Ben. If you look bad, you know we gonna say something. Trust
You know
and
what?
believe.
Like we have.
Trust
Like
and
we
believe
have.
you would. So you know what? We're gonna make it. Okay, that made me feel better. Because y'all
Trust
show
and
would clown
believe.
me if it was any worse. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
but the patron party, as you were discussing before we went all the way into this rabbit hole, and before we get out of the rabbit hole, I want to tell you that you do look good. You know, don't let this body dysmorphia, which is a challenge for all of us, get to us, because
Yeah.
you may look on the screen and see something way beyond what you actually are. So
I see the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
yeah, no,
I'm joking. I
tap
mean, it's
in.
not that bad. I'm joking.
It's more
I'm joking.
Bro,
Casper
I'm
the
about to
Friendly
say.
Ghost.
Hey, look, as long as we don't have
So-
that picture up again, because we were running that for about
what is it, like a month. We were running.
Oh man!
Thank you, Tunde.
Oh my God!
Yes, the hell we were, Tunde. Thank you.
You can say that 5 more times.
Those were better times, man. That was when I was living on Sesame Street, man. Anyway, I digress. Rebecca, you're talking about
the patron party, and I was
Patron
like,
party,
you don't look like a marshmallow. You look like Casper right now. Casper the friendly
Casper the blackety ghost.
Casper the, even though it can ghost. Oh, Casper the ashy ghost, but you're not ashy though.
Casper the ashy ghost. Thank you.
But no, the patron party was everything. I know it's Monday, but the patron party was everything. I stayed how many hours? 4, 6 to 10, 30.
You were there for a
You
minute.
put in a whole
Rebecca,
that was a whole shift.
Yes, I had a lot. I was in the street, got home, came on here, no makeup on, but that's okay because y'all my family, you know. So I gave you guys skin, and the edges was curling up, you know. So it was some things. And then my sister was here. I was doing her hair. She had half crochet on her head, half crochet on the head, you know. So
Sissy
we
was
were
in
just
the building. It was so much fun.
It was, and then we were giving. We were all drinking. Some people brought their families. Some people were working. Some people had brought their pets on. Some people were working out. Some people brought us to the beach with them. Because Struth Dragon, who everybody thought was black, is not black, but shaped. Okay, she is shaped and draped. And she was working out the whole time. And then she took us to the beach with her. She's in Australia.
Struth the Dragon. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not melanated, but she's a nice ally, and you couldn't tell because her legs is nice and healthy. She healthy. She was on that bike rolling. She was giving us that But she was
Rebecca, must you be so descriptive?
Yes, but she was so sweet. She was taking us to the beach.
Seriously. But must you? Well, go ahead, Rebecca.
Yes, I must be so descriptive.
I wasn't there, so I have no knowledge of it. But now, like with all your descriptions, I'm like, all over the place. Thanks, Rebecca.
Everybody was
Great
there.
job.
And then we got our grandmother, grandma.
Oh.
And Oshana.
Oshana, yeah.
You can't really count her as a grandma
Oshana
though,
in the house
because she's got a spirit of a Gen Xer, like millennial.
Yeah, she knows, but she's true to herself too. She'd be like, this is the grandma does this and this and this. I'm rocking with shout out.
I love it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love Oshana to death. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was Oshana this is not gonna come out right. Was Oshana the one that you told me to make sure I look at the branch? She had the branch that was about that long.
She had the branch, and then there was Shan.
Shout out to her.
Shan who had the jars. And she was doing her hair. It was just a party.
It was a party. It was a vibe. I wasn't there for long, but the vibe. It was a vibe when I was.
It's like a house party. It's like everybody's doing their own thing, but still, giving us their attention. Even if they couldn't even be in the room, they had it on until they were able to come in. So that to me is some real love. The fact that you guys are like, all right, I ain't gonna be here for a long time, but I'm gonna be here for a good time. And it was a good time. It was definitely a good time. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you guys for
I am gonna stay for the after party today. I am gonna stay for the after party. I was gonna not stay, but I want to tell y'all. I want to tell patrons only. I keep telling y'all I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I got a good one. My stories usually suck, Rebecca. But this one's a good one. Patreon.com /
No, never said your story.
No, you're the listen. When he wrote the song, he wrote you in as the storyteller. He didn't write me in as the storyteller. Anyway, Patreon.com / like it or not. I absolutely got to tell y'all some stuff, and it has everything to do with what you're talking about, Rebecca. It is Monday, and I honestly don't care if we talk about the news or not. So don't feel like you got to do that on account of me.
It's Monday. It is Monday. I am, in the mood to just have conversations. There are a lot of conversations I would like to get into.
I know David in the background, like.
I know. Look, so let me go to the spreadsheet as I filibuster about the conversations I want to get into. So I can see what those conversations are. But first and foremost, I wanted to show
David, you can always.
Because I don't need David being like, this heifer really done got on here and just nothing.
David puts in so much work. Yeah, just like David be producing the hell out of this show. Like he's
before you guys went to break and to pick me up, what you guys were discussing a Karen. Did you want to continue that conversation first?
Oh yeah, no, actually it was Lauren Boebert, and I mean, and it's she's a dangerous, all of them, right? You got Marjorie Taylor Greene, you got Lauren Boebert, and you have what they, not only what they do, but what they represent. So while Ilhan Omar, you covered this last week, Rebecca, while Ilhan Omar was like, hey, y'all haven't done anything about Lauren Boebert, over the weekend, her henchmen were all marching in Washington, D.C., marching up and down the Lincoln Memorial. Like, what is a Black woman to think? What is Ilhan Omar to think when nobody's done anything to stop or to even chastise Lauren Boebert? And then over the weekend, all of her stormtroopers, Geek Squad, showed up over the weekend. So that's what we talk about.
Right.
Yeah. She needs her behind whooped in these streets. She's too free. It's too accepting. It's too she shouldn't have this. We thought Tommy was bad. Lauren just comes in. It's not about the blondes. It's not about the brunettes. It's just about stupidity, disrespect. Yeah. And I don't care how much boobs you got. I don't care what your figure looks like. I really don't give a damn. You can't use your platform.
Unless you shoot the dragon. See, that's why you search. Go ahead, Rebecca.
Yeah, stir the dragon, you think. But no, in a good way. But honestly, seriously though, if you're gonna do this work and you're gonna have these seats, to put your colleague's life in danger, and in a way that we know is very extreme, that we know how already people who wear hijabs or for religious reasons or for covering or for culture or for whatever, for heritage, for whatever the case may be, they automatically, and especially if you're from the Middle East or if it's a type of religion like Islam, if you're Muslim, they will connect you with being a terrorist already. Right. Black, white, purple, green, whatever. You do that, Middle Eastern, whatever, they gonna tell you you're a terrorist. That's how America already put in the world. But they would not let you understand that the little kids, the little boy that just did the Oxford shooter, right?
Yeah.
Cal Rittenhouse too. Dylan Roof, all of them, they're not domestic terrorists. People that did what they did on January 6th are not domestic terrorists. The numbers from what happened on 9/11 to those people that been doing that thing here in this America to their own land,
that's right,
these white folks, we got to look at the ones that are from the Middle East as terrorists. And that is exactly what Lauren Boebert stands for, Boebert, whatever stands for, although she was part of that crew on January 6th. We can't call her no terrorist, but we got to call Ilhan Omar a terrorist when the numbers just don't lie. But this is what America does. But it puts people's lives in danger because when white folks look at people who look like Ilhan Omar, they automatically think this is a destruction to America and it must be, we must do some harm to this person. And the green light that Lauren Boebert gets when she makes her dry behind comedy jokes or takes, the green light that everybody gives her, and for her to come in the seat and be at the forefront of making laws or putting things into place or being, for our future, it doesn't make sense to me.
The green light
somebody
versus
else is
the
fearing
gas
for their
light.
life. Ilhan Omar is fearing for her life. Lauren Boebert goes to sleep good at night to talk about how she's pushing out babies in a pickup truck.
Girl, what you say?
You said a word. She said a word. Somebody cut that segment. Please. Cut that and send that to Lauren Boebert. Oh, man. They're not sending their best.
Her, Ben?
She's low on my... See, because I troll according to... I give respect to... I only show you the amount of respect that I think you deserve. And no offense, but Lauren Boebert really doesn't deserve more than like a Mean Girl reference. What's the name of the Mean Girl from the one that tried to make fetch?
She doesn't
happen?
deserve anybody's reference.
Oh my goodness, that's all she gets.
Trash.
I'd like to use my energy on more worthy opponents, but they're not sitting. They're not sending their best, man.
Lauren,
they're not, bro.
Lauren and people like her, and for her to be so young, and Ilhan too, to be just a young woman, a young mother. These women are in these spaces representing and trying to change for whatever reason, for whatever side, but that's what they're here working together amongst each other. And this lets me know exactly how some of these people did take part in what happened on January 6th, did give, put their counterparts' lives in danger, like, helping them know which offices to hit up and things like that. This verifies that for me. I don't understand why they still move forward. I don't see why Lauren is still... Was there ever a time these people were reprimanded? Because now we have them on camera doing this stuff. Like we said, hoods are off. They're walking freely in their racism. They're walking freely in they're.
I think we got to realize what this country is, though, Rebecca. Like, this country is a nation that will give Lauren Boebert a try.
Somebody said Lauren Boebert. Listen.
Oh, no, I can't say that. I wasn't ready.
It's not a bad thing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just so
I wasn't ready.
That name.
I'm so glad somebody said that, because I was getting ready to go on one of my, fatalist revolutionary tirades. So that's a good interjection there. Lauren, what did they say?
They said Boebert, but look how beautiful Ilhan is.
Right.
Come on, sis.
That girl is a dime. She's beautiful.
All the time.
When you got a good heart. When you got a good heart. You don't need your hair to be dripping and draping to show the world. Her hair is covered up and she still looks as beautiful. Go back to
the interview, the video of her on the interview with State of the Union, the one we watched. I think that's actually a really great.
Look how beautiful she is. Lauren could never. Lauren has to wake up in the morning.
That's what it is.
Shake it out, try to make sure she gets there.
Did you know? I heard a rumor on Twitter, and I really shouldn't repeat it because it's drenched in misogyny, but whatever. They said that Lauren Boebert put on butt pads on Twitter.
She gives me that she puts on butt pads, breast pads, the little padded bras, and then give me that she put a wig on. A wig especially, because I don't think that's her natural hair. That should be looking too good.
No, I think Lauren, actually looks like that. That's the thing about it, though. Because there's Sarah Palin and there's Tina Fey, right? And they all look alike. So I really think that Lauren looks like this, but she just...
Is this like a mold? Is this like a white woman mold in heaven?
For every bad thing that she's done, she's going to have to visit the doctor to try to fix. And we've seen a lot of times what the doctors do when it's all Botox. She's going to be right up here forever. She's going to be right in here.
And then it's going to be 70 years in the future. Ilhan Omar is going to look just like this.
She's going to look just like this. She looks like a teenager. Oh my God. And she has a teenager. So, yeah.
See what evilness does to you?
It does. If you're a nasty person,
put up Lauren. Nah, that's all right.
And you think you're going to keep getting up in life, all that money you're going to keep having to use to get your face fixed and do all these things to yourself. And you're going to be thinking that you're sleeping good at night. You're going to be waking up in those hours. Something's going to be waking you up. That evil heart of yours, you're not going to be able to sleep. God forbid.
The fact that at the end of the day, they have supported a system that is not going to let them be free. See, Lauren and white women, they support a system that protects them and gives them all kind of money. But at the end of the day, they know they got to shut their mouth too.
There we go. Now, there's levels to it. There's levels to it. Okay, as a white woman, you shut your mouth, but you ain't going to shut your mouth in front of no other or no black person.
There you go.
You ain't going to do that. Me first, we speak first, and then you guys speak. You know how there's levels to it, but at the same time, you're right, though. Lauren would never have to go through anything that Ilhan is going through. And that's what
here's the thing that stood, and I meant to say this before we move to another topic. The fact that she had to get permission from the Speaker of the House to be sworn in wearing her hijab, because up until that point, it had been banned. Come on,
because
folks.
why? It's banned because they've associated it with terrorists. They've associated people who do anything or wear whatever with that kind of person. So they're going to ban all of that. It is un-American. It's terrorism at its best. The first thing that they say when they see them is they yell these anti-Muslim and anti-Islam and anti-Middle Eastern anything. And you don't even have to be from the Middle East, but they're going to assume that you are. because of your belief and because of how you have to protect yourself.
What are the Coptic Christians? I forgot. There's a branch of Christianity that where they wear like turbans, and forgive me if I'm messing it up, but white supremacy is so ridiculous. They don't even care about that. They associate them with Islam and with terrorism. That's how ridiculous it is. Yes.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And then I'm like, I see terrorists every day on our TV screens that are coddled and made to look like 5-year-old little boys with one tooth. Right. That's not what that person looks like anymore. That 15-year-old boy looks like he has issues for sure. Parents literally have been taken in. And then I'm talking about the Oxford shooter, true terrorist, right? We see a woman who is lunging, and RIP to her, but who is lunging at Secret Service, who is literally in place to protect the Capitol, right? And a woman is lunging at Secret Service, ends up getting shot down, and is looked at as a hero, although she was committing a terrorist act.
You talking about Ashley?
Oh,
what her
girl.
name?
Oh, girl. What's her name?
I didn't see the video. Now she was lunging.
Yeah. He was like, stop. She's still getting in there, climbing over. And he's like, stop.
Not every day a black man get away with killing a white woman.
Listen, and thank God that wasn't a black man, though. No, there wasn't a black man that shot her. It was a white man.
A black man.
And thank God.
Wait, Ashley Babbitt?
Yes.
It was a black. No, we covered the guard. He was.
God
the
bless
guard
and protect
didn't
that
shoot
man.
him. The white guard shot her.
Oh no, it was the black guard, Rebecca. Yeah, because he shot her through the window. Yep. She was
it was a white guard. You got look. Are we gonna fight?
We must be talking about two different stories, Rebecca, because she didn't. I don't know if she lunged.
It was. She was black.
It was the guard that
talking
looked
about the
like
one that was
MLK.
climbing through the window,
It was
right?
more
Rebecca?
like a whack-a-mole situation.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a black guy.
It was the guard that looked like MLK.
Yep, he did. Yep.
David, you're not supposed to say that.
I know. You are so right. Look,
Come
in
on,
my
you
mind,
know they have to get somebody that they look like.
Oh my God! I whitewashed the guard.
Bad.
I whitewashed the guard.
Yeah, that sounded bad, but
You did whitewash the guard.
We all discussed it on the past episode.
Damn it. We got a lot of transgressions that just happened in the last 60 seconds. We might need to edit that whole.
Yo, I remember him, and I know that he was at.
David just said all black people look alike.
No,
and Rebecca's
I did not.
I said, yeah, that's crazy.
But
shout out to the guard, man.
Oh,
Fortunately, I
man.
have you all to laugh at me on air.
Oh, man.
No,
What's the weather like in Australia?
It was my fault because I made them. No. You had confirmed what my colleagues confirmed, and they just had to use you as an example.
Trying to change the
No, I'm
subject.
saying it's good that you guys can. And that,
Oh, man.
You know.
This man said he looked like Martin Luther King.
I said,
damn it, white boy.
Email the Kane.
See, if I was on this stream by myself saying something like that, it would come across a lot different.
So he says it behind 3 black faces. Isn't that just how the Illuminati
and that's
works?
okay. Leave David alone. It is Monday. David gonna get a break today. David gonna get a break today.
Cut the break.
Oh, man.
I don't know, man. You told me to prepare like 5 different stories. You've covered
I
one
know,
of them.
man. Listen, David, you got to be able to read between the lines. I was really trying to say cancel the show. Let's take the day off. That was what I was trying to say. So,
Man, you always trying to take the day off. So I need you to tell the people right now.
No days off.
Right now. That it don't be us. It be Ben. Ben ready to be. I know he might be having it's not even, what time is it? It's not even 10 o'clock yet. And do not let yourself have a day, okay? Whatever we're going to talk about in this after party, in this after show, we're going to talk about getting off your chest, and you're going to go right in there and letting people know what's good, okay? Yeah. So, and that's just what it is. We're going to
I'm trying to think. I might not should tell this. Now I'm thinking about it. I might not should tell the story. Let me think about it. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Rebecca. It's all good. All good. Let's go ahead. What else you got?
Okay, so what else I
was about to say, can we talk about, were you going to talk about Perdue and how that whole situation is
That's a good one.
Okay, you know what? I'm not privy on the story. Definitely.
I got you. I could put you up.
Yeah, get me up to date on Perdue.
Yeah. So former Senator Perdue got beat. I forgot if he got beat by Warnock or Ossoff, but he got beat in the last election in January. It was Ossoff.
Oh, okay, yes.
He's been picked by Donald Trump to primary Governor Brian Kemp because Donald Trump, God love him. do we have the statement that Donald Trump put out last week about Brian Kemp? Because he was like, he basically said Stacey Abrams, she's a hoax, but Brian Kemp sucks and he's going to lose. So whatever Republican does run, I'm going to endorse whatever Republican runs, and that Republican is going to win because Brian Kemp is a loser. Turns out he decided to go with Perdue, David Perdue, who was a former senator, got beat by John Ossoff. And this is in the race against Stacey Abrams coming up.
So we got to do what we got to do to
for real,
make sure
we're not gonna have this shit.
Yeah,
can't do it.
We got to step up 10 times. Sorry, but here's the thing: I believe in Stacey Abrams, right? I don't believe we're gonna step up like we did. We put mad people in these seats. I don't know what has been done. No offense, Warnock. I don't know, Ben. I'm not sure what has really changed since we sat them people down.
Goddamn seats.
Let me put it in context. Somewhere around December of 2021, because I decided to say, hey, Donald Trump is an existential threat. Let's get rid of Donald Trump.
You mean now, Ben? Because it's December.
No, I do mean this year. You mean right
now?
Okay. I mean this year. Somewhere right around that point, because we that we decided to get rid of. Not November. Did I say November 2021? I mean January 2021. If I said that, because of our support for Joe Biden, not really, but really opposition to Donald Trump. So many people lost their minds when we lost so much support. Like literally, no cap, we lost about 25% of our support. And we didn't get shit for it. Matter of fact, did Rahm Emanuel get the ambassadorship to Japan? Did we get an update on that? Because not only did we not get anything for it, we got a negative added to our ledger because if he's not, I know they're trying to make him, and that's the former mayor of Chicago. So we sacrificed a lot, Rebecca, to get that man in office. And you're right. I'm not really sure what we got.
We live here, and I'm talking about from a state level, and we can take it further. And since January, since November. The
senators, those two, God bless them.
And I'm going to take it to a national level. Joe Biden, I said it, come fight me. Come find me on Twitter. Send me all the messages and the tweets from behind a page that has no face. Please do. I said it. Joe Biden hasn't done a thing. And then we have someone else that's seated at the right hand of Joe Biden that we haven't seen since she strolled down she strolled into the doors with her AKA pearls in her chest.
Come on,
pull up, sis.
James, you pulling up on everybody, James.
I love AKAs. But Ben's camera gone. I love AKAs. I love the Divine Nine like nobody's business. I forgot to plug my shit
in for the change. It's a me today.
Kamala Harris. We haven't seen her either. These people do all this work. I mean, these people meaning us. We are these people. But we do all this work. We vote. We do this. We push the vote. And I'm not saying that voting is bad. Continue to vote because we got to keep doing this. But the accountability, my God. These people,
on Beyonce's
they
internet.
literally took the seat and then started taking the joy of, and the benefits of the seat that was kept warm by white supremacy. Those laws and things like that, they're okay with that. They're okay to stay quiet and then do little things to throw at us, little crumbs and little things. We didn't ask Joe Biden to campaign on what he did campaign on. He campaigned on what he campaigned on, and we were so excited about that because we believe that this would assist us in our lives in this year, especially with the years that we had with Donald Trump. It's going to be great. It's going to be new. Then we have a woman who is of color, who came from an HBCU, who also, is a part of the Asian community.
African Americans.
Beautiful, right? And then all of that happened, and as soon as the door closed in January, we ain't seen them since.
Okay. Black people still getting killed by cops.
Oh, and black people are being killed by cops. Protests are happening. Those things are still going on. And the loudest voice that we heard from the White House in that particular moment was from Kamala Harris, who we haven't heard a thing from, who said, I don't think that America is racist, and turns around and gives basically an anti-racist bill for, anti-Asian hate, for hate for Asians, right? So to protect them. And I love that because they deserve that and they need that. But we do too. We do too. And it is racist. America is racist. That's why you created something to protect Asians from hate. Make it make sense. Joe Biden, when that Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty, you came out and said, after you got that shit cleaned out of you, you came out and said that you are okay and with what is happening, with the outcome, because you trust law and you trust government. It's the American way. It's that due process bull crap. And because of that let me know what I need to know again, because it's like you had an opportunity to speak to us. You had an opportunity. You see what's going on. We don't need to give you any more pages of the book, especially with you saying you got the African Americans, the benefits that you have for African Americans. We do recall that conversation too. Okay, before you got on, we do recall that conversation, but. In this particular moment, after the Kyle Rittenhouse not guilty verdict came out, you came out and said, do you believe in the system? You believe in the justice system, and you're right behind it, and you are going to back them, even though the judge is blatantly racist.
He's like a Barney Fife kind of like, Mayberry kind of jokeable racist. Like, the judge in that trial was so dumb. It's almost like I would be embarrassed to put them out. And this is where we are in America, right? You got the judge in the Rittenhouse case, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, Donald Trump. White supremacists are not sending us their best. We're at the bottom of the barrel.
Right.
We're at the bottom of the barrel. And it's disturbing. It's disturbing because we're constantly having to save ourselves. When I see Stacey Abrams, who was defeated, let me not say defeated, but in the eyes of the right. It was considered a defeat, right? Yeah. And so for her to first admit that was painful, that hurt her. But she had to keep on pushing, because if she was going to sit down with this pain, there was a lot of work that was going to be dormant, and a lot of, campaigning and going around and, knocking on doors. She was still continuously doing that, building groups. And because of her name, she knew that, and she used that power to push other areas. So I didn't see before Kamala came in what she did, but what I do see is what Stacey's history looks like. So I believe that if we do, in this moment, continue to push her and make sure that she gets that seat, we're gonna really have some real changes, because I've seen what she can do, and because I've seen her while she was in her lowest time still fight for us. That tells me all that I need to know.
Yeah. Nah, I rock with Stacey Abrams. I didn't rock with her for like a hot second there, because she did that photo op with Michael Bloomberg, and y'all know me and Michael Bloomberg. But I thought about that thing. I was like, you know what? And she took some funding from Michael Bloomberg. And the thing is, I really thought about that. I said, you put that kind of money into the hands of a sister like Stacey Abrams, she gonna change the world. Now, I don't know if Michael Bloomberg thought Stacey Abrams was maybe just somebody who she could just, kind of silence. That's not what she does. She took those dollars and she registered hundreds of thousands of people in Georgia, which is why Joe Biden won, right? Which is why John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock came around and won in January, because of the organizing that Stacey Abrams was able to help facilitate through the funding that she took from Michael Bloomberg, who, is a jerk, but, it's what she did with it. And now she's able to run to overcome what Brian Kemp did. Brian Kemp stole this election from her in 2018. I don't know if any of y'all remember it. He was Secretary of State, and he was over the elections, and he did everything he could, including disenfranchising tens of thousands of black people. He stole this from Stacey Abrams. What did she do? When something was stolen from her, she didn't complain. She got into the trenches. She took the wealth of the wicked from Michael Bloomberg, and she organized and she won Georgia. And I think she's going to win 2022.
Look at her. Look at her, right? Look how she looks. Look at how she carries herself. I love that she wears her natural hair. And but I don't like that they tried to paint her as baby mama. And that was so weird to me. And it came out of left field. And
baby
I said,
mama?
Yes, because she's a single mother. And they tried to paint her. And I'm like, where did that come from? That is the most randomest thing.
Who, Rebecca? Is
the right when they were trying to fight her for running for governor. And
I missed that episode.
Oh, yeah. They tried to make that a whole thing. And I said, what? Who did? But the thing is, it was sticking with the right. It was sticking with the right because, when people have these positions, they want you to be a certain kind of way. I say, get out of here. This shows strength. Listen, she's carrying her baby on her back. She's walking through the trenches and a lot of places that may or may not be so safe for somebody of her stature. And she's knocking on doors and she's telling you why you should vote. She's telling you where you need to go to vote. She's educating you on the different people to vote for. And she's telling you what they are running on.
That's right.
Lottie, I don't even know.
What kind of blue was that? That's
it's a peplum, what they call a periwinkle. It's a lilac.
That periwinkle was
it's all in that family. It depends on what you're looking at, what eyes, what kind of glasses you got on, what's in your medicine in your glasses.
What level of glaucoma you got?
That's level. And listen, I got a little. Sometimes I'm looking at something. I was just telling my best friend, girl, she got on navy blue. She's like, girl, black.
You be killing me, Rebecca. I have a great. Well, never mind. It's a whole conversation.
Well, y'all, let's periwinkle our way to the after show. How about we do that?
Okay, Tunde.
I invite Tunde back, and he's bossing us around like he's a white dude.
Periwinkle our ass to the after party. Okay,
Tunde.
He said, "Sashay your ass to the after party."
Look, that must have been David. Right, David was in the background saying, "Hey, can you tell them black motherfuckers to get their ass to the
I didn't say anything, but Tunde and I are just on the same wavelength, and he knows he was tag teamed in.
Look, before you leave, before we go to the after party, Dwayne said that you're about over 6 feet, Tunde. Is this true?
Yeah, Dwayne's lying to you.
So you like 5'8"?
No, I'm not 5'8". I'm 6 exactly, but I mean he's lying about the extra 4.
Okay, because you came in this conversation like you about 6'4", random folks and stuff. No, go ahead. We really do.
He said like he came with 6'4" energy.
He came with 6'4" energy, and I was like, excuse me.
He came with an NBA player energy on that one. He was like, come on, come on. He said,
not the Tristan Thompson energy. I don't come with that energy.
Hey, listen, the shade of it all.
Let's go to break.
He's in the relationship. He don't cheat. He's not that kind of basketball player. Let's go. Let's take it to the after party. I love you guys meeting.
See you at the after party. Patreon.com / like it or not.
Oh man, I can't stand y'all. Hey man, thank y'all for tuning in so much today. We greatly appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you have not already, patreon.com / like it or not. Patreon.com / the BPD. So man, if you're heading to the after party, we will see you there. And if not, then your affirmation for today is my future is going to be very, very awesome. My future is going to be very, very awesome. Believe it, receive it, and it will be. Y'all, good morning. Have a great morning as well. And we'll see you after the after party.
Baby, shade up. We can cook up, we can stir up when we hook up, just you and me. With that cream, with that. Read this oven up like 5,000 degrees. It's almost ready, we've been craving this all week. Baby, you want it, I got it. I'm hooked on you like phonics. Gotta be honest, you're on it. And this ain't no time to be modest.
And before we get out of here, let me go ahead and drop this for Anna Hartman. Happy birthday again, Anna and Afraid Not. Happy birthday to y'all. We're going to light it up before we get y'all out of here.